Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you some of the experience that we have at Sportian. On behalf of Sportian, I want to say that we are super happy to be part of this incredible event. Today, I'm going to share you a nice story. I hope you like it. In case you have any question, please reach out to me, and I will be glad to answer all of them. So I'm ready to start sharing a little presentation that I created for you. So I don't know if you can see it now. Yes, I think that you can. First of all, I would like to tell you a little bit about Sportian. As Danny said, we are in the sports industry. Sportian, it's a joint venture between Globant and La Liga. We are a company that blends the deep expertise in technology from Globant plus knowledge in the knowledge in the business from La Liga. We offer products specifically designed to meet the sports objective, but not only that, we bring them all together through a unique ecosystem. In case you want to connect with me, there you can see my Twitter account and my email. Just to tell you a little bit more about myself, as Danny said before, I'm a tech director at Sportian. I have been a Sportian since 2022. Before that, I was part of the Globant's Data and AI team. There I worked for 11 years, all the time in the Data and AI studio. I think we're good to go. So as I said before, I'm here to tell you about a story. The story of how we created our new official Data and AI Playbook. And for that, first, I'm going to tell you about the moment in the sports industry. Then I will tell you about the needs of the clients. Then I will proceed telling you the traditional approach that most companies are following. Then I will tell you why we decided to stop using that approach and we decided to adopt a new one. Then in the third part, I will tell you how we implemented that approach. And finally, you will see the results. So, to start to warm up, I would like to tell you a bit about the sports context. And the first thing that I want you to know is that we are in a unique moment for the sports industry because there are a combination of factors that are at the same time happening. The first one is that there are new demands from fans. Fans are not expecting only to know the lineups and the scores of the matches. They want much more than that. They want real-time data. They want to react to matches and games. They want to connect with the community. They want to understand why their team is winning or losing. So they are demanding much more data than ever before. At the same time, there is an expanding market. As you will see, nowadays there is more sport content than ever. There are more sports, and for each sport, there are more content. I mean, this day, you are watching probably the FIFA Clubs World Cup, a new amazing competition celebrating USA. And you see that the sport industry is reinventing itself, and it generates a competition for the fans' attention. At the same time, all of this new content and all the technology is generating a lot of data, You have data from the apps, the webs that the clubs and sports organizations use. You have data about the cameras that are used in the matches, from the sensors, from third-party providers. To give you an idea, we currently manage a data platform of 900 terabytes. During a soccer match, you can get up to 3.5 million data points only in a single match. So we have new demand, new offer, a lot of data. So there is a new competition. And the new competition is about the data. Because the sport institution realized that they can go much more beyond the traditional frontiers. And for that, they need to invest in data and AI. That's how they will be able to understand better their fan preferences. They will be able to connect with their fans in new ways at the right time, and they will be able to grow their fan base. So this is a unique moment, and this is the need that all of our clients are requiring. But to solve that need, there is an approach that most of companies are following, which I like to say that is the old playbook, which is the following. And before telling you about the following, I would like to think by yourself how much data is generated during it is managed by a sports organization, and what type of data is used. And maybe you may think that it's only about the data generated during a match. But now you will see that there is much more data. So to explain the traditional approach, let's start with that. The data that normally sports organizations get is the following. They get data from the official webpage, from their mobile app. They get data about the fans because they have normally the data in databases. They have also data about the match day. Now, normally that data is part in the club and part it's provided by third-party providers, because during a match day there are other organizations contributing to help the club. You have also competition data, the data that is generated during a match, and in some cases, if the sports organization uses OTT, there is also data about OTT. So as you can see here, there is a lot of data everywhere. So how is the traditional approach? So well, the traditional approach is about ingesting all the data. So for that, normally sports organizations have a data lake or a data warehouse that, for those who are non-technical, is like a huge database in which they ingest everything, they process the data, and they normalize it. And that data lake or data warehouse is normally managed by one single platform team, a team of experts in data. Then once that data is ready to be used, normally there is a business intelligence layer. There are tools that allows to generate dashboards and reports for the decision makers and the business folks. And normally that business layer is managed by a BI team. And then in some organizations, in some sports organizations, there is also a data science sandbox, which is a space in which data scientists and AI experts are capable of creating the models and make that models available for the different actors that have the sport organization. So all that information, it's sent back in some cases to the web app, to the mobile app. Some information is used by social marketing platforms for generating marketing campaigns. Other organization is used by sport performance apps to provide the data to coaches and the team. And most of the data is used by decision makers to define how to invest and how to make more efficient the sports organization. So here you can see that there is like a centralization because you have all the data in one place. You have 2 or 3 team of experts working together, and once the data is ready, they provide the data back to the sports experts or the business experts. And this approach has some problems. And we know that because in the past we used to follow that approach. And here you can see the problems. The main problems when you centralize all your data and you have a lot of data and a lot of teams working with the data is that you finalize having a bottleneck. And what happens if you have a bottleneck? Well, you have lack of autonomy because if the marketing team needs to create a campaign with new data, with fans that you don't have the data yet in the data lake, you first need to inject the data, make the data available to the process that pushes the data to the marketing platform, and even after that, you have the marketing campaign. And it requires to talk with different teams. First, the marketing team, talk with the platform team, then in some cases with the VR team, and finally they get back to the marketing team again. And imagine that in some cases, the platform team has already worked. So they need to put that new request into a queue, and once they are ready, they can get that they can get the request and solve it. So something that we found is that in many cases, opportunities are lost because there is so much dependencies between teams and so much work that those teams have that if you want to run a campaign from one day to the other, it's really complex because the business team or the sport teams are not managing the data. They have to put a request to other team that is in charge of doing everything. And this leads, and that happens because there are silos between teams, because the data professional and the sport expert are separated. And in some cases, it even leads to rework because you have so much data, so much different teams that in some cases, one team does something and works in silos to solve a need, and that data model or data process that could be reused is not reused because nobody knows that. Only the team that work on that. Because there is no communication between teams. There are silos that work together that ask for tasks and have a flow that is really hard to track. And that leads to, when you have a lot of data, to a platform that is hard to maintain. Because you come up with a data platform that has hundreds or even 1,000 of tables that are generated by different teams, each one of them working in silos, and that at some point it's really hard to manage. And every time that you have a new request, you start from scratch. So when we realized that was a problem from the industry, that was a problem that we were going to have if we didn't change the direction that we were having, we decided to see if there was any approach out there that could solve the problem that we found. And we actually found a solution for this. So imagine how could you tackle all those challenges? How could you solve it? So I will guide you to the reasoning that we got at that moment. So first, we started stating that the centralized model was failing. Then we realized that we needed a structure that allowed for speed, agility, and creativity from every team. And when we started brainstorming around that, we realized that we already had that, for software products. That we were really good at doing software products. That when we treat something like a product, we took much more care about it. We try to reuse as much as possible. We work together, people from different teams. So the idea that came up was that, okay, why don't we treat data like a product? And that idea was amazing because we noted that if we started to treat data like a product, we could start bringing together the decision makers, the data engineers, the artificial intelligence experts, and the sports experts. And when we realized that, we also noted that in that way, we will be able to empower each one of those multidisciplinary teams with the autonomy that they were requesting. So at some points, we realized that what we needed was a new trend that was really active in the market, in the data and AI landscape, which was the data mesh. We realized that the centralized approach, the data lake, the data warehouse was not for us, that we needed a data mesh. But what is a data mesh? A data mesh is a social-technical approach for managing data. And what do I mean with social-technical? Social-technical. It means that it requires changes on the technical side, but also in how the teams are distributed. And that was exactly what we needed. We not only needed to change the technology, we also needed to change how we were working with the technology. And we started thinking and investigating about the four core principles, and we realized that the four core principles were aligned to our needs, that we could apply them, and if we apply them, we would have great results. So let me explain you which are those four principles. The first principle is what I said before. Treat the data as a product. Stop thinking about tables. Stop thinking about raw data and start treating data as a product, as a commercial good that requires to have an owner, that requires to have documentation, and that requires to have quality. And it brought us to two important concepts that everyone at the organization should know. The first one is the domain. The domains are the business departments in our organizations, are important concepts that encapsulates some important use cases that we have. Let me give you an example. In our current data mesh, we have a competition domain, a fan domain, an OTT domain. And each one of those domains must have one or more data products. And what is a data product? A data product is a set of tables, APIs, or machine learning models that solve a problem of the organization. So we have domains, and inside we have data products. And then after that, we have tables, APIs, dashboards, and a machine learning model. And that was super important for us, because once we had those two new concepts, decision makers, business analysts, product owners could start talking in the same language as data professionals. So they could start working together. And that allows us to go to the next step, which was to have decentralization. Instead of having all the data professionals in one place, we had to spread the data professionals and start having different pods, which were multidisciplinary teams with sport professionals, business professionals, and data professionals all of them working together. So the data professionals were close to the data experts. In that way, the agility and the speed in which we deliver new data product was completely fast and was completely different. Actually, I will show you some KPIs and you will be surprised with the differences between the previous approach and this one. But now we realize that, okay, we had, instead of having one single team and everyone asking favors and commands to that team, now we have different teams working together. But how they could share the new models that they create or the new data products that they were creating with others. For that, we needed to create a self-service data platform, a place in which the new data product could be published and could be shared with the rest of the organization. A place in which, if you publish a data product, you are marked as the owner of that data product, and you are responsible of maintaining that data product. So with that approach, there are two problems that were solved. The first one is the rework, because when you realize that you needed to create a new AI model or a new dashboard, you first were going to go to this self-service data platform and see if there was something in this catalog that was useful for you instead of starting from scratch. So no more rework. And on the other side, it also helped us to have better quality in the data, because now, if someone is using a data product that was created by other team and that data product had some problems, the team that is using the data product was going to inform the ones that are the owner of the data product about the problem, and the owners were now in charge and responsible for fixing that problem. So we were having like Legos in which we started building on top of each one of them. And the results were amazing, super incredible. And one last step to go to the, I see that there are some questions coming. I will be super happy to answer them at the end of the meeting. And I will give some time for that. So feel free to send them, and I will be more than happy to answer them. But let's close the fourth principle. So now we have the data products and the domains. We have the teams separated. We have this marketplace in which the teams were going to get the products and publish the ones that they were going to create. The last piece for have this new data mesh in place was to have a fair data governance, which basically was to have global rules for security, interoperability, and quality, which was to give to those teams the tools so that they can build in less time. So the data architect, the platform experts, instead of working on some specific problem, now they were thinking in terms of which tools should we make available to the teams so that they can be more efficient. And that's when agents come into play. Now that everyone talks about agents, here agents are super important, because the platform team start thinking about, okay, if we give agents to the team, the decentralized teams, we were able to do things much faster. And with these four core principles, we were able to release the new official playbook, our new data and AI platform. So our data and AI platform is the first data and AI platform built for all the sports industry needs. It's useful for tactical sports platform. It's useful for marketing teams. It's useful for decision maker. I mean, it's a fundamental piece of our infrastructure. And these are some of the main features. The first one is that it's completely self-service. I mean, the teams can go and use it, and there they will find all the data products in place. It's really a centralized sports data hub that has everything for the teams to start working. And not only that, we also have agents, dashboards, APIs, and apps ready to use. So from these data products and domain, we started creating agents, models, and with that, we were able to build amazing apps for the sports industry. And this year, we went one step further. We connected our data and AI platform with Globant Enterprise AI. So we not only have the best sport data, but also the Globant Enterprise AI engine to have now extended library of agents ready to use for these new decentralized teams. And the results were incredible. So let me tell you a little bit about the results that we got. So the first one is that we transform the way in which we manage data. Now we have teams that are separated, that are much more that in which sports experts, business experts, and data experts are working together to solve the different needs. And that they have a place in which they can share what they are creating, and they are now in charge of doing that. So now we have much more quality. Now the implementation speed, it's incredibly faster because now we have tools, we have a unique place to get the data. So it's instead of something that took us 3 months, now takes only 1. It's the team is going super fast. Then in terms of cost reduction, the storage was incredible how far we were able to optimize our existing data platform. Because as we avoided the rework and the team started to reuse different data products, we realized that there was a lot of data that could be removed and that we could really take benefit from that. So now we are much faster, and we have a lot of reduction in data storage. And finally, it's not only about being efficient, but also about being more productive. Now, thanks to the sport data mesh, we have a whole new set of AI apps that has been developed since the release. And I want to share with you before closing some of the success cases of some Sportian apps and products that were created using data products and AI models from the Sportian data. The first one is Sportian One Venue. Inside the Sportian One Venue, there is a module which is about dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing allows to maximize revenue or attendance using AI. We have designed AI models that are capable of determining the best price for a specific sport match. It's a unique AI model tailored for the sport industry that now many sports institutions from La Liga Española are using. The second one, Sport Minds, Fine Intelligence. On top of the Sportian data platform, we created an all-in-one software as a service product to empower marketing teams. Marketing teams need to connect with the fans, and they need to take advantage of the moment. And they want to do it all by themselves. Sportian Minds is capable of creating segments and connecting those fan segments to social marketing platforms in just 5 steps. Now, with complete autonomy, marketing teams are capable of creating marketing campaigns in a really easy manner. Everything thanks to Sportian Man Sportian Minds, which is built, as I said before, on top of the Sportian data. And finally, Sportian Performance. Sportian Performance is a tactical, physical sport platform that is used by the La Liga, basically by the clubs from the first division and the second divisions for pre-match, during match, and post-match real-time analysis. It's a super powerful tool that it's available and is used by coaches from La Liga and even by broadcaster, because the data is so rich that it's also used every time that you watch a game and you see the expected goal of a player. The data comes from the Sportian Performance, which is built on top of our Sportian data mesh. And before closing and going to the Q&A, I would like to show you a real-time example. I would like to show you a video of Sportian Performance. So if you mind, I will ask you for the last 2 minutes to show you what, and before closing and going to the let me know if you can see it. Someone told me that there's no audio. There you can see our Sportian Performance platform, the platform that is used by coaches and analysts to prepare the match and analyze the match that have been played. There you can see, for instance, how you can actually analyze the fast counter attack, how you can see the tracking data. Some of the visualizations that you see there may sound familiar because they are used during the transmission of Spanish match, of a La Liga match. And it's a suite of tools. And actually, every time that you watch a La Liga match and you see that the coach is watching a tablet, is watching Sportian Performance, is analyzing the rivals, is analyzing the performance of their team so that they can make decisions from their data. So, before closing, I would like to give some space to questions. Danny, I don't know if I should just read them and answer them, or if you want to ask me and I will answer them. We have 5 minutes before the next session. Oh, okay, I will answer them. The first question, what BI tools you usually use to extract data and create reports? Well, we use different tools for that because we have different clients. For instance, we use Power BI a lot. We also use Looker Studio, but there are other tools out there that we are also using. But those two are the ones that we use most. Why not have the data expert who are also athletes so they have more insights into the context? Well, actually, we do have sports experts that are close to our data and business team, so that when we build all our solutions, we can listen to them and we can tune our solutions to the user preferences. So I don't see any other question. So before closing, I would like to thank all of you for the time. It was really a pleasure to be here. I hope you learned something new and that you enjoyed the talk. And let's keep in touch.